We are your home theater and AV questions answered. This is AVRant. Want your home theater or AV question answered by Tom and Rob? Send it to question@avrant.com. Welcome to AVRant. I'm Tom Andry, and I'm here with
Rob H.
Andrew on Facebook. He says if you can't paint the room and the walls are going to be a light shade and a bit reflective, is it better to go with a gray screen or a white screen? And better to go with a low gain or high gain?
So you're saying the walls are a light shade and a little bit reflective, but can you still make the room overall dark?
I think he's worried
black?
about the light reflecting off the screen and then around the room.
But it's important because the choice between gray screen or white screen...
It's not about what it does in the dark. It's about how dark you can make the room.
Yeah.
The darker you can make the room, you don't need a gray screen.
Yeah, because basically, turn off all the lights.
Yeah.
All right? However you're going to be watching the movie, right? Make the light like that. So if you can turn off all the lights in here, turn off all the lights. Now just look at the white screen, all right? That's as black as that screen can possibly be. Now, if you have a little bit of ambient light in the room all the time, right, and you look at a white screen, and you go, that's as black as that screen can ever be, you go, well, that's kind of visible. Now, if you get a gray screen, you go, well, at least that's darker. That's closer to being black in this room that has a little bit of ambient light all the time. But if you don't have a little bit of ambient light all the time, even with reflective walls, you go, just look at the white screen in the dark. That's as black as it can ever be. Is that black enough? Okay, then a white screen is fine. Because a gray screen in a black room, even with light-colored walls, isn't going to look any blacker when the lights are out, right? So if you can go with a white screen and just look at it in the dark, and if it's black, then that's okay. You're done as far as gray versus white.
Right.
But then we get to the whole gain thing. That has more to do with light-colored walls that might be reflecting some light back onto the screen and washing out the image.
Right. So the idea with gain is, how extra reflective your screen is to light that's in the room. And this has as much to do with which projector you're using as it does your walls. Some projectors are such light cannons that you do not want there to be a 1.2 gain. My general rule of thumb is start with about 1.1, 1.2. And if you're going to be switching out projectors a lot, or like I tend to do, then it's a pretty okay, safe bet. That kind of works well with most things. If you're in a room that's highly reflective like yours is, you might go with a 1.0, which is a zero gain screen. Basically, the light that comes at it comes right back off. It's not giving it any extra boost.
Well, to understand gain, right?
Yeah.
It's like you got the projector in front of the screen.
Yes.
The light goes from the projector onto the screen. If it's a 1.0 gain screen, what that does is it scatters the light super evenly, 180 degrees, right? So all the way out, it scatters the light really, really evenly. If you have a screen that has some positive gain, 1.2, 1.3, something like that, same projector firing onto the screen, same direction, straight ahead, but it doesn't scatter the light as evenly. It sends less light out to the sides and more light coming back at you to the center. That's what a positive gain screen will do. So that's a benefit, because less light is being scattered to the sides where your light-colored walls are. Right? So some positive gain, like 1.2, 1.3, is a benefit in a room that has light-colored reflective walls, because less light from the projector is getting scattered to those walls.
He said he already has a projector, but he didn't tell us which one.
Yeah.
Because if he's got some sort of light cannon, then...
But there's one other aspect to this, which is there are two different types of screens, which is one is an angular reflective, which is that, let's say the source of the light is off to the side, so the light's coming in at an angle. Well, it bounces off that screen the way a billiard ball would bounce off the side of a pool table, right? Angle in equals angle out. But then there's a different type of screen called a retroreflective screen, which is that whatever direction the light came in, the light bounces back exactly the same way it came. So a retroreflective screen can work really well in a room that has reflective walls, because the light from your projector, as long as the light from your projector is pretty close to your eyes, so you'd want it like right above you or right below you,
Right.
then the light that goes from the projector goes right back the way it came. It doesn't scatter to the walls at all. And any light that does come from the walls goes back to the walls, not to your eyes. Whereas an angular reflective screen, some of the light that comes from the projector, right, it's coming out in a cone, so some of that is coming off at an angle, bounces off to the side walls, and light that's coming from the walls bounces off the screen back to your eyes. So retroreflective can be really good. Now, Daylight used to make their high power screen, which was a retroreflective screen, and I loved it for rooms that had reflective walls. I thought it was the best solution. They don't seem to make it anymore. I'm super disappointed. I can't find that Daylight high power fabric anymore. I don't know any other retroreflective screens. I wish I had a really good option to give you, because I would recommend that in a heartbeat.
But that requires that you put the projector pretty low. So
it requires that you put the projector
just
close
remember,
to your eyes.
if you're
That's right.
you're going to be putting it on your ceiling or near your ceiling, which is what I did, this would not be a good solution.
That's correct.
This would be a bad solution for that. So you're kind of
a little bit of positive gain. That's what you want in this room. I'm assuming he can still turn the lights out, but he's just worried about the reflective walls. A little bit of positive gain and white.
He's
would
renting.
be the way to
Is
go.
that what I'm going
I don't
to
know.
get from this?
I'm not sure. But like, this is why Stewart Film Screen,
Uh-huh.
which are kind of like the industry standard, they say their most popular screen that they sell is their Studio Tech 130, which is a 1.3 gain screen. And they say it's the most popular because most people don't have a room with matte black walls.
Right.
That's not the norm for most people. And so they go, most people, their walls reflect some light. We'd rather give them a little bit of positive gain so that the light from the projector, less of it scatters to the wall to begin with, so therefore you're getting less of a washing out effect from that light going from the wall back onto the screen.
Want your question answered? Send it to question@avrant.com. This is AVRant.
Now go out and listen to something.